Good evening, welcome to Made by Granat. It's Anna here, and it's Wednesday. And that means it's time to use it or lose it. And today, I have been a busy girl all day, so I pulled out a small pile of stuff that I want to decorate. I have, what's this called? It's called, oh my God, I'm tired today. Collage masterboard piece. This is, and these are from, sometimes you can buy 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers, and it's full of journaling cards, and these are those. And I have a few ideas. I saw on Instagram Donna Vintage Snippets. She made button cards from images, and I believe she used printables, but I'm gonna use these cards, and I have some ideas. And yeah, I'm gonna take you guys with me because it's Wednesday and I need to do stuff. So, as I said, it's been a busy day. I have my coffee. Thank God. I really need my coffee today. That's nice. So, let's start with, let's do this one. So I'm gonna make this into some kind of more decorated journaling card, and I was thinking of using like Tim Holtz paper dolls, because I always do, but then I saw I looked through my fussy cuts, and I want something that's kind of these kind of tones, and I've been looking through my flowers, and I looked through my cabinet cards, the scanned ones, and I've gone through everything, and then I found butterflies, and I thought, and I actually found a butterfly. I have been preparing today. I found a butterfly that I think is quite nice in color, so I think I'm going to use that. And I already took my paper here that I can use to glue and distress on, so I'm going to distress this a bit, or ink it. Today we have Gathered Twigs. You almost can't read it, but I know because it says so there. And I'm gonna need my brush. So, how have you guys been doing? I hope your week has started out well. My week is going well. My husband is still in Norway with his job on some kind of trip. We're gonna visit a factory, and I don't know. He's been gone since Monday, so I have had a few days on my own with the kids, which has been nice and relaxed. I think I want a specimen label thingy here as well. Very much tone in tone. I think these are Tracy Fox printable labels that I printed out once, and then I haven't been using all of them. And this is an old stamp album that I found thrifting and have filled up with labels. It's really good stamp albums you can use for so many things. Entomology specimen, that's perfect. So let's put that there, like so, and then we can round the corners, draw some antennae on that one, because he doesn't have any. I often cut the antenna off when I fussy cut butterflies, because it's not easy to keep them, and then I draw them or add some string, or not string, thread. That's the word I was looking for. As I said, it's been a busy day today. And now I'm looking for my glue. Yeah, Wednesdays are my day of work. I only work 80% right now. I have chosen to work less to have more time to craft and to relax and keep myself healthy. So I had lots of stuff to do today. Started with taking my daughter Clara, she is 14, to the dentist. She was getting her braces today, so that took a while, and she's super happy because she has wanted that for a while. She has had some surgery in her mouth, and she has removed teeth, and yeah, so now she's gonna be pretty again. And I like that. That's really cute. So let's take a pen and draw some antennae on here. A little dot like that. That's cute. And around the corners, yes. So that took a little while, being at the dentist. Then we made some errands, had some lunch, and look at that. That's a nice journaling card. I like that. And then we, then my other daughter came, Ellen. She's an adult and lives on her own, but she wanted to meet up and go to some shopping with us, and we did that. And then we had the optician for Clara, so we had to, that took almost an hour. It was time to check her eyesight. I have actually been looking through my stuff here as well. I have a big book with a 1875 German fashion magazine, and from that book I cut this lovely lady. She has a nightcap on, and I think it's so cute. It almost looks like a crown up here with the bows. She's really pretty, and there's an apron on the back. So I thought she could look quite nice here, and maybe I would add something here as well. I don't know if I should add some. I'm still in the tone on tone thing. Here's my lots of umming and ahhing today. I'm so sorry about that. My watercolor swatches in different tones. Could add. I really like the colors in here. I don't have much brown or beige. Very much bright colors, lots of blue and pink and red and green. These are quite recent. I did them after watching Anneli at Anneli's Journaling. She is another Swedish young journal artist. Maybe I could do a few of those. Or the brown ones. Or maybe I can do a label, because why not? You know I love my labels. Or a number, or some stickers. These are the Tim Holtz numbers. I decided to put them in a tray. No numbers. Maybe one of my own stamped labels. Number 1911. That could go there. Could be nice. Oh, that disappears. not good. These are signatures that was in a book underneath photos, and I decided to keep them and stamp them so that I had little labels with on. That's cool. Let's do that. I like using my stuff. So when I cut the pages into pieces and use in different things, I save those and I stamp some frames around them or labels, and they can easily be used. I think that's quite fun. Oh, maybe I should give her a little kiss of the ink as well. After all, she has been freshly cut out of the magazine, and she is 150 years old. That's, the thought is, wow. It's in Swedish we say tanken är svindlande, which means that the thought is almost giving me vertigo, maybe. We have lots of different sayings in Swedish that I think is quite fun. So I'm going to take this 150-year-old lady, hoping that this glue don't react with the paper. I just realized I should have tested that before I did this. Now I'm getting nervous, and I'm gonna plop her down. No, nothing yet. Whew. Pretty. And then we're gonna take the signature. This paper is really almost a bit flimsy, but I don't mind. That's gonna go there. It says Jacob though, but I can say something else. And then we're gonna put this up here, I think. Or do I need to? No, I don't, because I'm gonna make that tag shaped. So I'm gonna start by fetching one of my punches and see if that fits in here in my large tag punch. No, it's too big. Okay, that didn't work. Next, let's see if we can. Oops, here comes a ribbon. Just thinking what kind of shape I want the tag to be. I'm gonna use the big one today. Scissors. Looking for scissors. So I'm gonna do like that. This is just an old gift card that I made my angles on, and I'm gonna make more angles down here, I think. That's an easy way to get the angles exactly the same. If you don't have a, you can also mirror them, the piece you cut off. Let's see what we want. We want some ribbon. I'm gonna make a little hole here. Eyeballing the center. And we can use a hole reinforcer just because we can. And how about using that ribbon? Maybe we should do this one. This is quite thick. I'm not going to be able to knot that. Let's use a piece of this instead. Give it a bit of color. Cut that a bit more. Add an angle to make sure it doesn't fray as much. So this is taking an unnecessary amount of time, but as I said, lots of umming and ahhing today. It's that kind of day. There we go. No, that didn't want to look good. Yeah, there we go. I kind of like that. That looks nice. And let's put this one back into the little album that I made. There we go. So what? Yeah, we have these. I want to make this into button cards. Last week I made lace sample card, and I never done that. So this week I thought, why not continue with something I didn't do and make a button card. This one already has rounded edges. I have no idea why, but it has. So I have some buttons in my little tray. This is a teak that I found thrifting. So I think I'm gonna want to add a few little buttons. I don't think these are real shell buttons, but they're cute. Maybe I'll add 3 to him, the small guy that's fishing. And maybe I will add a couple to her as well. Or I will add a couple to her as well. It would be fun with real, what's it called? Shell buttons, but she only gets 2. So I have my thread. First I was thinking I might do some embroidery thread in some fun color, but I don't know. Need a little needle here, that one. So let's see. And I think I'm gonna cheat. I think I'm gonna try to glue these down first and then sew them. Because I am yeah, I don't sew so often, so I sew on my machine, but I don't think you can do this on the machine. Let's hope they stick. This is just my take. I have no idea how the other people did it, but how hard can it be? You know, doing some buttons. Yeah, so I'm really trying new things. Like my friend Carol does on Tuesdays. She has tried something new Tuesday. And on Wednesday I have my use it or lose it. We have our little series. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna poke the holes. Ooh, they're stuck. Yes. So it gets easier. Oops. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe I can have something underneath to poke my holes and something, you know, something soft. Don't I have something? Maybe I don't. Maybe I can do this. I'm just trying to improvise here. See if I can. That works. Yes. Oh, I didn't get any glue on because of that. Well, I never said it was gonna be easy, and I never said that I was going to get it right the first time. Okay. So I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna start by making a knot. So I'm not so used to hand sewing. I am trying to do some slow stitching, but I have to work on my needle and my skills with needle and thread. Let's just say that. So I am going to start from this side and get the needle through. Could use a thicker thread, I think, but this works. And then I'm just going to try and do a few rounds. I hope I'm in frame. So I'm just sewing up and down, since this button just has 2 holes instead of 4. So yeah, that's good. So I'm going to try and move up to the next one, like so. Oh, look at that. Could think I never did anything about sewing buttons onto cards. Which made me think, you can buy these beautiful old vintage and antique button cards from, I find them in thrift stores now and then. But when I look at them, I realize, now that I do this, there must have been someone sitting in the factory sewing the buttons onto the cards, right? Well, that was an interesting job, sewing buttons onto cards. I wonder if they got paid by hour or by the amount of buttons they managed to get sewn in a day, or how they got paid. Because I don't think they had a machine to do it, at least not at the beginning. So that was my thought of the day. Does anyone know how they made the button cards back in the day? Please let me know. That's not too bad of a backside, right? I think that's really, really, really cute. Yes. And how do I end this? I'm gonna make a knot, I think. So let's see. 2, 3, 4. And then through. I did it. Okay, not beautiful, but fun. This is such a fun way to add some extra interest to your journal. And then you're gonna ink all around it, and you might add something else. You can add a piece of lace, you can add a piece of one of those French laundry labels. Everything is possible. So fun. So, coffee break. I love my coffee. So I'm going to try to make some holes here as well. There we go. Cute. And these cards I probably wouldn't have used anyway, because I think they're not my favorites. Let's just say that. But now they're interesting all of a sudden. This one, which is so girly with a big umbrella and or parasol and the hat and the bows, you could add some. If you had put if I had put the buttons down here, I could add a piece of lace up here to make a tag, but no, I didn't. So Oops, that didn't want to stay. The glue wasn't very gluey. There we go. What am I doing? So, as I said, we had a good start to the week. And today was a very busy day. There we go. But now there's just 2 more days of work and then it's the weekend again. Time just flies. Oh, I realized something earlier. Today is my our wedding anniversary. So my husband and I have been married for 14 years. How about that? Time flies when you're having fun and have kids and lots of stuff to do. So no celebration since he's not at home, but I have my coffee and I might take a piece of cake later to celebrate for myself. There we go. I like that. That is cute. And you can add as many or as few buttons as you like. I just wanted to differ a bit so I don't add the same amount all the time. Let's see if I can make another little knot here. And if you think that bulks it up, you can always add some washi tape to the back, or you can do something else. But that was really fun. I think I might do a few more of those. I'm gonna start making some autumn ephemera because I just accidentally started an autumn journal. How can you accidentally start a journal? I'm working on 2, and then all of a sudden I have a 3rd that's gutted and lying in its box. I don't understand what happened, but it's pretty or grungy. So let's have a closer look at what we did today. I started off with this little journaling card, easy and quick, with a butterfly, and then I made this decorated masterboard thingy with this lovely girl and another little ephemera, and then I made these 2 button cards that I think are absolutely adorable. So I'm gonna see if I can find some pearl mother of pearl buttons, that's what it's called, in my stash, and find some more cards and see if I can do some more. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Short and sweet today. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you like this. And I will be back really soon with another video. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Thanks for being with me. Bye.